As I've said, I go away on Monday morning, so this I'm going to set to upload, literally as I walk out the door. This will be the last video you get before I go away. I will be back in 6 days. So, this is also a thing just for me saying right now, don't worry, I'll be back. But the main reason for this video is match week 2 of the Premier League, obviously which will not be including West Ham Leicester, what's Monday Night Football, because I'll be sunning it up in Somerset. So we're going to start, as we always do, with the first game of the weekend. What was my team, Liverpool, who beat Burnley 2-0, and it's about what you expect from Liverpool. Fans are back, fantastic. Stadium full, bouncing, fantastic. And some lovely, lovely goals. First goal, Shimikas cross in. Jota, near post header, comes across. Fantastic attacking movement, fantastic header. Great goal. Then 2-0 was a lovely crossfield pass from Virgil van Dijk. That's something we've missed about him. He is not only a fantastic defender, but he offers that in his game as well. Switching the play. Then Harvey Elliott's control on his Premier League debut for Liverpool, impeccable. Great ball into Trent. Trent's first time. Reverse through ball, chip past Tarkowski. Mane volleys it, controls the volley perfectly, hits it hard, powerful, past Pope. 2-0, full time, couple of great saves made from Alisson, defensively sound, attack sound, midfield sound, everything sound. Good stuff, 2 wins from 2. Next weekend, a very different, tough test, the first real tough test, Chelsea, who looked very good today. Up next, Villa Newcastle. What was 2-0 Villa? The first goal, a fantastic overhead kick, really sound technique from Danny Ings. We're very glad about 2 goals in 2 for him, doing my Premier League fantasy football favours. And then the second was an Anwar Al Ghazi penalty, making up for their shoddy performance last weekend against Watford. And they had to, really, because you looked at the team they had and you're like, that's a good team. How have they lost to Watford? Straight back with a good win. Newcastle looked a bit lacklustre. So we'll see how Newcastle do next weekend. They really need to pick up a win somewhere. Then Palace Brentford, what was 0-0. 2 teams that offered in bits and bobs, both hit the bar once or twice. 0-0. Brentford looked solid at the back. Palace looked solid at the back today. Obviously it's different, hard to look solid at the back against Chelsea like they did last week, but 2 teams that look pretty solid at the back, but on the other hand, they didn't have loads of defending to do. So again, it's a tough one to gauge. But Brentford looks solid. I mean, they've played 2 Premier League games at home against a very tough Arsenal side, and going to Palace is never easy. And they've kept 2 clean sheets. Solid side. And I really hope, and it looks like they might, touch wood, stay safe if they carry on. But we'll see. There's a long, long way to go, but they look a good team. Leeds 2, Everton 2, a really good game. Which Dominic Calvert-Lewin's penalty put Everton 1-0 up in. Don't really need to explain a penalty. It was a clear penalty. There's no arguments. We move on. Matthias Klick then equalised after a glorious reverse pass from Bamford. Klick just pokes it with a bit of loft over the keeper. Damari Gray scored a lovely goal for a tightish angle right into the bottom right corner, beating Islam Meslier. And then Rafinha, 18 yards out. Power, bit of whip, far corner, beautiful for you, beautiful finish, great goal. But yeah, an entertaining game, and I think overall, obviously I haven't watched these games because they're not televised, but I think fair result. Looking at the stats, Leeds probably will be disappointed because they're at home. They've only got 1 point out of 6, especially saying those 2 games were Everton and United. They probably won't be too worried. But yeah, that was that one. Man City 5, Norwich 0. The least surprising scoreline of the weekend. Tim Krul, just unlucky on goal. It was cleared into Tim Krul's shoulder and went off his shoulder and in. Grealish, it just hit his thigh. They're big enough. His calf, sorry. Just ball played across. It hit him because of a slight deflection on the cross. He couldn't adjust his feet. It turns out he didn't need to. It just hit him and went in, the lucky bastard. But hey, that's a 100 million player right there. Emerick Laporte, very tidy finish really after a bit of pinball in the box. Sterling, typical City move with a great ball down the line, load cross, and then a tap in for Sterling after a lovely, lovely low cross from Gabriel Jesus. And then Ruben Diaz with a lovely assist for Riyad Mahrez, who absolutely just does what he does best. On the left foot, back of the net, you know, the drill. Brighton 2, Watford 0. Watford didn't really step up from their fantastic performance of a week ago, but they move. They look solid. Shane Duffy with a good header, again, potentially could have done more to stop the header in the first place. He couldn't stop the header itself. The header itself was off the bar and in a fantastic header. He's a tall bloke, but shoddy marking from Watford. And then 2-0 Neil Maupay. Nice move and a nice finish. There's nothing really else to say about that. Watford will be interested to see how they do, but they look very promising in attack with the pace of Sarsema. That Emmanuel Dennis looks good. And they had promising moments. I caught the second half. They played the better stuff in the bits of football of that game I saw, but Brighton looked more on the attacks they had a bit more like end product. There was a lot of promising attacks, counter attacks, especially with the pace they had, but it was the end product, the last ball, shaky. On to Sunday now. Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. Always happy when the scum drop points. Very happy indeed. 1-1 at Southampton were very on-off. It was a game of patches and stages. I watched the second half again. Obviously 1-0 Southampton after a ridiculously deflected shot from Che Adams. Obviously, and rightfully so, ended up going as a Fred own goal, but good finish from Fred, curling into that bottom corner. But all jokes aside, a lovely move, and Che Adams did what he had to do. No way is it going to go down to score, but he'll take it, I'm sure. And had a couple more chances. James Ward-Prowse for a free kick, but then United equalised thanks to I don't know if it was shoddy goalkeeping or not. The shot from Greenwood after a lovely bit of play from Paul Pogba came through a number of bodies. Could he have done more? Maybe, but also, is it just unlucky that it squirmed underneath him? I think so. You can't be too angry at him for that. It was 1-1. Then United had a 20-minute spell where like, these look good again. They're going to snatch a winner. Then Southampton came out for the final 10 minutes and were like, hey, up now. We've been. They were for 20 minutes, half an hour of that second half. As soon as the second half kicked off, they got the equaliser in about the 50-odd minute, was it? 55th minute. Till the 75th minute, it were all them. And then the final 15, well, the final 10, Southampton go into it, and then the last 5-10 minutes were a bit of a scrap between them both. But 1-1. Is it a fair result? United were the better team, but I think Southampton's hard work, they warranted a draw, and they got it. So United dropping the first point of the season was always nice. Wolves 0, Spurs 1. Again, a 1-0 defeat for Wolves. Spurs, it was only a penalty that scored. It's a clear penalty. Sarr just came running out. Absolutely floored Dele Alli. He got up, he took it, he scored it. Harry Kane was in the squad, did play, should have scored, but didn't. Wolves look okay, but they have a problem. Again, it's the final third passing that's a bit off in the key moments. That and Adama Traore. What a player. Pace, power, up until he has to shoot. Where it's just like, shit. It's like, oh, this is like watching Mane. It's like watching Phil Jones. It's a weird mix. It's like you got the pace and power of Mane and the fucking electric bursts of speed like Messi has, where he quickly dashes one way. And then he looks shit. He just looks rubbish when it comes to in front of goal. But yeah, that's his fault, isn't it? Needs to work on his finishing, definitely. Doesn't need to work on his pace or strength because he's built like a brick shithouse and quickest player in Premier League. But finishing, it's all well and good having that pace, but at no point if you're just going to miss one-on-ones all the time. If he occasionally hits a shot well, it'll fly into a corner, like I remember he scored a belter last season against Man City. But besides that, fuck all. He's weak in that department. It's the only department, but it's the most important. No one's going to remember that a quick bloke that did fuck all. You need to add goals to your game. and Wolves will be a serious contender if he can add assists, find his range of crossing, and find his range of finishing. But they lost yet again 1-0 and haven't scored in the Prem. Final game, obviously West Ham Leicester tomorrow. Can't predict that. Well, I'll predict 2-2. I think both teams are good and it'll be an interesting end-to-end game. 2-2, I'm going to go. But Arsenal-Chelsea finishes off Super Sunday. And Arsenal, yet again, look. Chelsea look good. Arsenal look not good. They're just not good. I just don't really know what to say about Arsenal. They're bang average. Bang average. And they don't offer nothing in attack. They don't offer nothing in defence. Lukaku bullied them. And I'm really intrigued to see how Liverpool-Chelsea goes next weekend. But yeah, 1-0. Gorgeous Reece James cross after a nice little move. Lukaku tap into an empty net. Simple as you like. 15 minutes into his debut again. Back at the bridge with a bang. And then the second goal, lovely little lofted ball over to James. This time he wasn't finding anyone. He was finding that top corner, and that's great. An assist, a clean sheet, and a goal for Reece James. He's in my fantasy team. Nice. That is all the games, and that West Ham Leicester was 2-2. My prediction next weekend there are some crackers. 2 in particular. Saturday lunchtime kickoff on BT Sport 12:30, and Saturday evening kickoff 5:30. Man City Arsenal is on Saturday lunch. 4-0, 5-0 Man City. Are we saying? If Arsenal win that, first of all, thank you. Second of all, how? They surely will not. They are going to get ran rings around, and it's going to be going into the international break. 3 games, 3 defeats. It does not look good for them. Then the other fantastic game, Liverpool versus Chelsea. What I look at and think, the thing is, Liverpool have only just got going, and Chelsea the same. Chelsea look good against Arsenal, but Arsenal look wank. Chelsea look good against Palace, but Palace, again, they're not really that great away from home. They're nothing special. So then we go to Liverpool, where you think, yeah, they look good against Norwich. Norwich has just been promoted, they're no special. They look solid against Burnley. Burnley, to be fair, Burnley have beat us in the last season, and we comfortably dealt with them. But first real test for Liverpool. And really, although it is Arsenal, let's be honest, first real test for Chelsea. Very, very interesting to see how that finishes. If any of you care or want to, subscribe, leave your predictions below, and I shall see you soon when I'm back off my holiday in about 6 days' time for the next game on my Derby County career mode that we're going to be finishing off before FIFA 22 comes out, where once I'm back off my holiday in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks or so before FIFA comes out, I will be announcing my new Premier League. There's a clue for you. Premier League career mode. So, keep voting on the previous video of my FIFA 22 career mode. Go back a few on my playlists. Go to choose my FIFA 22 career mode and vote in the comments. I have commented all the teams that are an option. The one with the most likes will be the one I have as my career mode on FIFA 22. Thank you very much for watching. See you once I'm back off my holiday. Take care. Ta-da.